Sego everybody, Katsitsionni Yungyats, Wakskalewage, Aaqua Nuent Gidilo. My name is Katsitsionni, which means I make flowers. I'm Bear Clan from Aaqua Mohawk Nation territory. I'm an artist, educator, and a filmmaker. For the Haudenosaunee people, one of the most important teachings we have is our Aaqua, which is also referred to as the opening Thanksgiving address. We use this to open and close our ceremonies, important gatherings, and also just to greet every day. I'm going to give a short version today in Ganya Geha, and then I'm going to translate it into English. And I invite you all to join me. So if you're in agreement with me, you can acknowledge by saying to. Can you try that? To. Good. So agwego aska di dawahwe nuni ne ngwat nigola dana de tinoaladas ne ungwet sunga. We give thanks to the people. De tinoaladas ne yakinistan hunja. We give thanks to our Mother Earth. De tinoaladas ne ohunde sunga. We give thanks to the grasses. De tinoaladas ne ojinua sunga. We give thanks to all of the insects. De tinoaladas ne onegat sunga. We give thanks to all of the waters. De tinoaladas ne gojunt sunga. We give thanks to all of the fish. De tinoaladas ne onunquat sunga. We give thanks to all of the medicine plants. De tinoaladas ne gundelio. We give thanks to all of the animals. De tinoaladas ne gayantosala. We give thanks to all of the food plants. De tinoaladas ne oguilet sunga. We give thanks to all of the trees. De tinoaladas ne ojita angua. We give thanks to all of the birds. De tinoaladas ne gayeli ni gawelage. We give thanks to the four winds. De tinoaladas ne yatisatagun ala diwelas. We give thanks to our grandfather thunders. Dachinoaladas ne sungwat ji'a gyokeneha galakwa. We give thanks to our elder brother the sun. De tinoaladas ne yatisatagun sataneka galakwa. We give thanks to our grandmother moon. De tinoaladas ne ojistanunquat sunga. We give thanks to all of the stars. De tinoaladas ne gayeli ni agwedege. We give thanks to the four protectors. Dachinoaladas ne sungwayandizo. We give thanks to our creator. Tonia doak ne agwat nigola, and our minds are one. To. So thanks for your help with that. I once heard, that was a really, really short opening. I once heard one of our men at home do an opening that lasted almost 2 hours long. He took the time to give thanks to all the individual medicines, all the individual insects, the trees and the birds, for all that they do for us. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. Think back to your morning. Did you hear the birds sing? Did you pay attention to the beautiful trees in the mountains? Did you feel the sun on your skin? I'm seeing a lot of people nod their head yes, so that's really good. You can open your eyes. I asked my grandson this the other morning when I was practicing this with him, and he said, I was just in a hurry to catch the bus. I think in this fast-paced world that we live in, a lot of times we forget to take the time to give thanks to our relatives that are in the natural world. I'm honored to be invited here to this TEDx here in Tupper Lake at the Wild Center. It's the ancestral homelands of my people, the Haudenosaunee. The topic for this TED Talk is natural connections. Audrey Shenandoah Gaha, who was an Onondaga clan mother, said we have no word for nature in our language. Nature in English seems to refer to something that is separate from human beings. When I was a young girl, I remember going to Longhouse, and it would be packed in there. And when we'd be dancing, the floors would just shake. And I remember looking forward to getting some of that strawberry drink and corn soup that the elder women would make. Our ceremonies follow a seasonal cycle, and we give acknowledgement to all of our life givers. We pay attention to when the sap flows from the maple trees. We listen for the thunders when they come back in the spring. We watch out for those tiny little strawberries when they're ready in the field, and when our three sisters are ready in the gardens. I didn't realize back then how lucky we were to still have our ceremonies and to still have our elders speak in the language until I became a mother myself. So I'm a mother of 4 and a duda to 8 grandchildren. This is my handsome son, Yuhelza, and he's offering words of greetings to his nephew at his birth in our Ganyakeha language. I'm going to share that now. He's first introducing him to his family in the room, and then he goes on to introduce him to all his relatives in the natural world, starting on the earth, on up into the sky, pretty similar to how we did this morning with the opening address. This is how our relationship begins with the natural world at birth, and we carry on in this relationship while we're here on the earth until we return back to the stars. Our people recorded our important events and agreements into wampum belts. And the wampum beads like this were made from quahog and whelk shells that come from the ocean. This particular belt is called the dish belt, or the dish with one spoon. And it was originally an agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe people, and it predates European contact. Our elders are really wise when they were making decisions, always thinking ahead 7 generations to the effect it was going to have on us. The purple beads that are in the middle represent a dish, which is a symbol of our Mother Earth and everything that comes from her. The little white square, the little white rectangle in the middle represents a beaver tail. And it symbolizes that we're all going to eat out of this bowl collectively with one spoon. Tuscarora scholar Rick Hill talks about the 3 agreements that are embedded in this wampum belt. The first one is don't take more than you need. The second one is always leave something for others. And the last one is keep the dish clean. Our elders in my community remember a time when they could drink from the river, back when everybody would collect their own medicines, have their own gardens, and they wasted very little. In our community of Aaqua in the 1980s, we were declared a Superfund site. We had industries that were upriver and upstream that were polluting our water and our air. There was a snapping turtle that was found in our river that was so full of PCBs that it was classified as toxic waste. We were warned not to eat the fish. It affected our waters, our fish relatives, our animal relatives, our medicine relatives, and was even found in the breast milk of our mothers through research done by Gaji Cook, who is a midwife from my community. Western ideology places man above nature, with nature being here for the exploitation of man. And that has had a really devastating effect on our Mother Earth and continues so today. This is a video installation that was here at the Wild Center last year as part of their Climate Solutions exhibit. So that's a big ceramic bowl about this big. And I have a video that's being projected into the bowl, and I'm going to share it with you now. It's called The Dish. we were warned not to eat from the dish with a knife, because when you eat with a knife, you're eventually going to cut yourself. In my work as a filmmaker, I focus on stories of Indigenous women that are stepping into their purpose and power. I'm going to show you a clip from one of my latest films called Denjida Wakwe, which means we pick it up again. And it features Jessica Shenandoah. She's doing really amazing work in our community, bringing back land-based knowledge, the things that our grandmothers used to do and create from the earth.
My mom was the main one who helped guide me with what I'm doing now. Anytime we'd go pick medicine, we leave an offering, we give thanks, because they're giving us their power, their energy. It's the first thing that I teach when I go on my medicine walks.
The next clip that I'm going to show is from a movie that's going to be coming out next year. It's called Gana'ue, Original Seeds, and it features Haudenosaunee women that are doing work in seed and food sovereignty. The clip has Becky Webster, who is Oneida from Wisconsin. She's reconnecting with her heirloom seeds and really inspiring her community to reconnect with our indigenous foods and to plant and process those.
The seeds have really changed our lives. I was an attorney for my tribe, and I thought that's what I'm going to do. And I think that it really helped pull me into a different direction. And we started to garden. We pulled our kids out of school to homeschool them. My husband left his job, all so that we could build our home and our lives around our seeds.
Two very inspiring women, and I'm really honored to be able to share their stories through film. Both of them have that connection to the natural world, and you can tell that they have that respect and care. They think about those seeds and those medicines as their relatives, and it makes a difference. Indigenous people are 5% of the world's population, and we're protecting 80% of the biodiversity left in the world. I hope that you remember the 3 teachings from this belt. The first one, don't take more than you need. The second one, always leave some for others. And last, keep the dish clean. And I challenge you the next time that you're outside, and a lot of you already do this because I heard you shaking your head earlier, to take the time to stop and to give your thanks and acknowledgement to all of our relatives in the natural world. And since I started with the opening address, I'm going to end by saying, Wat kanamaladas ne agwego yayanala nene ohonjaginagwa danagalonhyaginagwa. We give thanks to all the beautiful things that are on the earth, on up into the sky. Tonya doak ne gwa ningula, and our minds are one. Toa. Nyawa.